I couldn't help it.
Help? What? What couldn't you help?
Watching his video.
Whose video? Whose video did you watch?
I can't say his name, it hurts me.
Who? Say his name.
John.
John who? Say it.
John. Penis.
You watched a John Venus video?
Yeah. The flip-flop so-called vegan is claiming he knows all about vegans now.
Show me.
Okay. You asked for it.
Hello everyone, my name is John Venus. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to discuss the 5 dark sides of veganism. So before we get started right now, if you enjoy these topics and daily videos, please leave a like on this video before we get started. That will mean a lot to me. These are 5 points that I want to make that I think we can all avoid, no matter if you're a vegan, a carnivore, a vegetarian, a pescatarian, whatever your diet or your preferences. This is a very important topic, just to let go of different belief systems and let go of the need to attach.
Whether you're a pescatarian, vegetarian, what does that say there? 5 dark sides of veganism.
Yourself so much to a ideology because it has so many blind spots and so many negative side effects. Number one thing I want to talk about today is a moral high ground. So this is something where a lot of vegans find themselves in, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in a very obvious public way where you're going out and telling people that they are not doing a good job. It's not about what you do and say, it's about how you feel within yourself. So if you're a vegan and you don't say anything to anyone else, great. However, if you're
a vegan and you don't say anything to anybody else, no. If you're vegan and you don't speak up for the animals, you're not really vegan, are you? So no, that's not great. That's not great.
Live life believing and thinking to yourself that you are superior, that you're morally superior to someone else because you're eating a vegan diet and living a vegan lifestyle.
Right. Vegans don't consider themselves morally superior or ethically superior to other humans. We just agree that ethically, being vegan is superior to eating animals, to causing the suffering and death to other sentient non-human animals. That lifestyle, that philosophy is morally and ethically superior to the alternative. But we don't consider ourselves superior to other people, to other humans. Bit misleading.
Then you still have a big issue, because when you have a superiority mindset or a moral high ground mindset, then you tend to ignore a lot of things, and it tends always to point back at the fact that everyone who has a very strong moral high ground and feels superior has always a lot of hypocrisy that we can point out pretty easily. So what I like to point out when talking about moral high ground is the fact that we are all guilty of something that is not moral. Every single one of us does something, eats something, buys something that has a negative impact on something.
Right. So what is your point? As an ex-vegan, you know that a vegan lifestyle isn't harm-free. You know this, John. You know this. You know we cannot live in a society and be totally harm-free. We've just all basically had a vaccine which has been tested on animals. Unavoidable. If we want to guarantee the future of the human race, if we want to guarantee the future of us vegans to live and be able to carry on speaking up for the animals. So why you are talking about this, I do not know, because you know perfectly well, veganism tries wherever practical, whenever we can, we try and reduce our harm to the bare minimum. We cannot go around committing suicide because that is the only way we could not be hypocritical, as you put it. But I don't see it as hypocrisy. I see it as reducing harm to a level that is possible. Hypocrisy is saying we do not cause any harm. We cause zero harm. And then we go and do something that causes harm, like live in a house that causes wildlife to be pushed away, to be harmed, to be unhomed. Bullshit, man.
You cannot live a human life without having a negative impact. And so it's about minimizing. Sure, it's a good thing. And that's where the vegans get trapped. They believe that this, lifestyle, this ideology of being vegan is a start to fixing all the world's problems, or is already putting you far, far ahead of everyone else in terms of fixing the world's problem. And that's not true.
Whoa, hold on a minute. Veganism isn't about curing the world's problems. Far from it. Are you talking about environmentalism? Is that what you're talking about? What are you talking about? We're not out to fix the world. That is a completely separate issue. Pollution, plastic, seaspiracy with the human slaves. We're not out to sort that out. We're not out to do that. However, if you stop funding the fishing industry, you are no longer funding slavery. But we're not out to fix the planet. That's not what we're doing. We're trying to sort the animal holocaust that is going on. That's what we're trying to sort. That's the thing we're trying to do at the moment, is free the animals who have no voice, who are getting butchered, getting enslaved, getting oppressed, getting murdered by us humans. That's what we're trying to do.
Because we can look at the other 100 actions that we have a day apart from putting plants into your mouth or whatever, and we can judge those actions and have an unbiased look at those and what the consequences are of those actions, and you'll see that a lot of them, if you dig deep, are horrible for many, many different reasons. Like your iPhone has come from a place that exploits people, exploits, humans, exploits, animals and habitats. It's hypocrisy. You are pointing the finger at someone without real.
Oh, and so those people that are being exploited for the iPhone, are they being murdered for the iPhone? And loads of people who are manufacturing these iPhones, once they get a bit slow at putting these iPhones together, are they murdered? Are they stabbed in the throat? Are they put in a gas chamber? Really?
Realizing 3 fingers are pointing back at you. Number 2, anger. Anger is rampant in the vegan community, and you can understand why. Of course, when we go vegan, we feel extremely...
Oh, hold on a minute. I'm sure when I see posts on Facebook where it shows somebody hurting a dog or a cat, or some hunter who's got the head of a tiger and his gun at the side of him, I see a lot of anger there from non-vegans, a lot of anger. In fact, I see some disgusting, murderous comments from non-vegans when it shows cats and dogs. course there's anger when there's an injustice going on. Of course there's anger when there's oppression going on. Let's see what he's got to say about it.
Passionate about the cause. We feel such sadness and such compassion for the animals, and we want to do right by them after seeing all these slaughterhouse footages, and we get angry at the system. However, it doesn't stop there. Because we're not able to fix the system, we're not able to change the system, we start moving our anger from an anger towards the total picture of how animal factory farms and industry works, towards getting angry at the consumers. We're getting angry at the people who are buying animal products at the store, who are buying meat in restaurants. And unfortunately, it can even spill out into your personal life. You get angry at your friends for not listening to you and turning vegan immediately. Or
I'm sorry, but is he generalizing? Is he talking about everybody? Do you see why I wanted to do this reaction? Because even though he's like he's being shunned, or he is shunned by the vegans of the world because of his stupid actions in the past, how can he generalize that all vegans are angry to their friends and angry to the consumer? I don't know anybody who goes shouting at people buying meat and shouting at... When was the last time any of you saw anybody shouting at people going buying meat from the supermarket, or anybody? If there is, it's very, very few. We talk to people. Nobody gets angry and shouts at people. We certainly don't blame the consumer. I'm sure every vegan on this planet understands that we were all, most of us, 95% of us, were meat eaters before we were vegan, so we know the indoctrination and brainwashing that goes on leading up to the point when we realise and see the truth. And yeah, we do get angry about what's happening, but we certainly don't get angry at our friends and family. And all right, you might get a little bit irate with a family member who's obviously ill and won't listen to you. Yeah, you might get a little bit angry and say, look, stop eating that shit, he's killing you. Yeah. But come on, John.
Or your parents and your family and your siblings. It just becomes this need that we have because we learned something that makes us so uncomfortable with the world that we live in, that we have to find someone to attack and to blame and to be angry at. And anger is very, very hard to deal with. A lot of us have it. However, we can use that anger for positive change. We can channel that anger into, productive things. And
isn't that what most of us do? Isn't that what most vegans do? Channel their anger into projects, into doing street activism, into going to vigils. What the hell? And even the guys who do the direct action, go into a restaurant, they're only talking about what's happening. They're not directing their anger towards the people in the restaurant or the people in the supermarket. They're making a statement for those people to see. Yeah, it disrupts the nice quiet meal, but it's giving information and it's letting people see. It's causing a bit of unrest. And that doesn't happen every day of the week.
Maybe spend more time doing activism or taking positive action, leading by example. Number 3 is shame. And this is one of the most destructive ones and important points. When you're vegan for ethics. And you go on this journey and you read all the books about health and you understand how to...
Were you vegan for ethics, John? Because that's the only veganism I'm aware of. That's what veganism is. It's about ethics. So what happened to your ethics?
To make it work nutritionally. You take all the supplements that you need to make it work. I have very, very rarely seen anyone openly talk about their health issues, because as vegans, we want to be proud, we want to be healthy, we want to prove everyone and to ourselves that we are okay. And so we don't ask for help and we ignore symptoms and we keep going and going and going.
Again, generalizing again. Okay, let's take into consideration the COVID vaccine, right? The COVID vaccine has been tested on animals. I've seen non-stop chatter on all the social medias about the COVID vaccine. Is it vegan to take the vaccine? Is it vegan to have the vaccine? Right? I've seen I'm on countless Facebook pages, vegan Facebook groups, and people are always asking, I'm getting bloated, is this normal? I fart a lot, is this normal? My hair is thinning, am I missing some nutrients? What supplement should I take? Bullshit! Bullshit! Where are you getting this information from?
And we are so afraid of what our friends would say if we tell them about our, teeth problems or whatever the problem is, the IBS, the digestive problems.
Teeth problems? Vegans get teeth... Why do vegans get teeth problems? I know humans get teeth problems through eating too much fucking sugar and not brushing the teeth. I've never known anybody have teeth problems because they're vegan. Apart from maybe chomping on a fucking super hard Brazil nut or a hazelnut. What a prick.
People want to keep that completely to themselves.
No, they don't.
Because they don't want to give up on themselves. They don't want to give up on this important mission that they've signed up for and they feel like is their purpose in life. It's really hard to move away from something that you feel is your purpose. I've been there.
You've never been there. You've never been there. Otherwise you'd still be there. You've never been vegan. You've never been vegan. You'd still be vegan if you were vegan. What's he talking about? What is he talking about? Nobody who goes vegan and has problems... Right, the only people who would have a problem are people with eating disorders. Tommy Kelly's a prime example. I had total respect for Tommy Kelly. Yeah? The health professionals knew no better. He was using veganism, using plant-based diet as a restricted diet. He could eat a whole lot of food and not have nowhere near enough calories, which is great for someone with an eating disorder who doesn't... It's ideal for them. And the health professionals saw this and they told him to eat some animal products because it's a high calorific content. Right? The only trouble I had with Tommy Kelly was the fact that he dissed veganism and didn't admit that it wasn't the veganism that gave him his problems. Right? So nobody who is an ethical vegan who's having a few problems or issues with anything, any health issues, they would seek help. They would seek help and they would find a solution. They would not go back to eating animal products no matter what. Bullshit, John.
People will just ignore everything and just keep going, and even if they're farting 100 times a day in front of everyone, they'll just ignore that. It is taboo for a lot of vegans to open up, and a lot of vegans just don't want to hear that because we just want to keep focusing on being the best. And this is not a generalization. I know a lot of vegans are open about their struggles, and that's amazing. However, the vast majority are not, unfortunately, because there is a huge...
The vast majority are not. Where are you getting your evidence from? Have a few of your mates told you? Where are you getting your evidence from? The millions and millions of vegans all over the world. Where are you getting your evidence from? Where are you getting this shit from? Boop, out of here. Boop, 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 boop.
Taboo and shame around the whole thing. And it's a very, very difficult thing for the person going through things because they feel so much guilt and they don't want to give up. And so it becomes this horrible thing where people run into extreme issues down the line because they didn't do something before it was too late. Number 4 is identity.
Just one more thing on that. It sounds like he's talking about himself here. He isn't talking on behalf of vegans, he's talking on behalf of himself. He's still trying to justify his own actions. Oh my word.
Bias. You form your identity around veganism. I am vegan.
I'm a vegan. I'm always going to be a vegan. That's never going to change. I promise. I swear. I know it.
When you have a strong identity like that, bias always follows. When it comes down to vegans, we are all following only vegan people, almost only vegan people on the internet. We only look up to vegan companies. We only read vegan books. We try to surround ourselves with as much vegan as possible.
Right, okay, so when you go vegan, you need help with it. So you join vegan groups. You read some vegan books. You look at vegan content. Yes, I'm sure there's plenty of vegans out there who read non-vegan books about non-vegan subjects and watch films about non-vegan things. What are you talking about? What is your point? Of course, if you're going to change a lifestyle, you need to change what surrounds you. If you're going to live an ethical lifestyle, why would you surround yourself with people who are unknowingly or knowingly abusing and causing the murder of animals? Of course you're going to have bias towards veganism. You're fighting for the animal rights. You're fighting for animal rights. So yes, you're going to be biased towards animal rights. If you used to be a racist and in the Ku Klux Klan and you left the Ku Klux Klan, you're not going to surround yourself with Ku Klux Klan members and read Ku Klux Klan literature and watch Ku Klux Klan films. No, you're going to surround yourself with people who are against racism and oppression. You're not going to surround yourself with people who are racist and oppressive, are you? Really? John? Penis? What are you talking about? You're such a muppet.
And that's not wrong, it's just a very easy way to become more and more and more biased, because you're just feeding on and looking for more information that will support your existing view. And it's a funny thing that happens: the deeper the bias goes and the bigger the identity becomes, it's almost like we feel we become more open-minded and less biased. So the more vegan you are, a lot of times you feel like you're the most open-minded because you researched so much and you've looked at the other sides and you've debunked everything. Why? Because we have this need to be right. We have this need to make ourselves look better and superior to other people.
No, we haven't got this need to be superior and to be better than everyone. We've got this need, right, to see the truth, to find the truth, see the truth, research the truth, look at the truth. That's what we need. We need to see the truth, right? So yes, we go out and research and look.
And we have this need to push everything else that doesn't support our view. It's what we've been told to do all.
Right, no. We don't push away anything that doesn't support our view, okay? Recently there was a bone study on bone fractures. So vegans looked at it and studied it and looked for the flaws in it. Yeah? And there were flaws in that. We look for studies and that oppose our view and try and find fault in them. If we can't find fault in them, hands up. That's the difference. That's the difference between you and real vegans. Right? Real vegans are open-minded. So if we get conflicting evidence and it's not proved wrong, we will accept that and say, okay, maybe vegans do get more bone fractures. Maybe they do, but I'm willing to take that risk rather than murder billions of animals every year. I'm willing to take that risk.
Our life. Number 5, rejection. If your friend that is a vegan activist all of a sudden says that he wants to experiment on his diet and eat a steak because he's had a IBS issue for years, and the doctor is, keeps saying that he needs to experiment because, it's looking really bad and dark. When that happens, this person gets rejected a lot of times. And
Who are you talking about, John? You? Who are you talking about? You and your eggs?
Not generalizing, a lot of people are not like that. A lot of vegans are very supportive of people, trying to figure out their health. But a lot of times, a huge amount of vegans will reject that person, will reject this person from their tribe. They will not talk to them. They will distance themselves from them because they feel like they are completely breaking their own moral code.
Hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute. He's talking about himself again. He's talking about himself. Right, you got rejected, John, because of 2 incidents, 3 incidents. The egg incident, I'm no longer vegan, going shooting a deer. And you're going back to vegan, but you're not going to be vegan, you're going to be vegan. Whatever you wanted to, that stupid fucking name you come up with. And you are a source of inspiration to thousands of people on your YouTube channel. You were. I don't know where you are now. You were. And that's a problem people had with you because of your influence on people. And you were using your influence to give people misinformation and come up with bullshit and lies. I'll go back to Tommy Kelly again. If Tommy Kelly had come back and not dissed veganism so much and vegan activism and said, my nutritionist, my medical professional told me that I had to just like take a few eggs into my diet. I'm really sorry, folks. People didn't reject him. They wouldn't have rejected him. They would have said, well, Tommy, maybe you should look at, see a vegan dietetic expert maybe, and see what they've got to say, because the ones you're seeing at the moment aren't trained in it and aren't aware. They don't understand it. Because a lot of nutritionists are just that. They just get a short nutrition training program and they're only taught what they need to know. For the general population, for the non-vegan population, that's all they need to know. And if Tommy had come back and said, look, I've got to try it, he wouldn't have been rejected. People would have said, listen, try something else, try the reasoned. It's bullshit. It's you. It's you and the way you did things. The fact that your brother knows all about this. He's a doctor. He knows all about it. And your wife, I think. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
And completely turning everything upside down, and now they are just a crazy person who's just so obsessed with their own health and selfish for wanting to kill an animal to fix their stomach ache. That's how a lot of times we look at it. We take so much offense personally because someone else is doing something different to us and going against what our whole belief system.
For a start, there's not many problems. There's not many medical problems on this planet that require animal products, to fix it. There's not many. In fact, it's a very, very small percentage. Very tiny. A very rare disorders might be out there that will require someone to eat an animal product. I don't know what it is, and it's very rare. So where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Nobody would, who'd become ethically vegan, who'd become a vegan or animal rights activist or anything, none of them would go back, no matter how much they were suffering. They would know for a fact that there's nothing in animal products that would cure this problem. The problem lies elsewhere. Like me with my tempeh. Tempeh doesn't agree with me. I could have been eating tempeh every day, being sick, losing weight, being ill. Would I have gone back to eating animals? No. I would have found out eventually that maybe tempeh doesn't suit me. Leave tempeh out. That's what people do. That's what real vegans do, mate.
system and our whole life is about, that we take it so personally and we would rather not even look at that person ever again. And I've experienced this myself as well. I have friends who just, you know, told me that they cannot ever speak to me again because what I did in terms of experimenting with non-vegan foods was just too much.
Shooting deers. Shooting deers. Not only were you happy with just experimenting with animal products, you felt the need to go out and murder an animal with your own hands, even though you didn't have the fucking bollocks to do it.
Much and you know, there is no way. So if you are a person who's struggling with any of those 5 points, whether it's the shame, the guilt, the struggling with health issues, not being able to tell anyone, just understand that you are not alone. There's so many people going through the same thing as you, and it's okay.
Yeah, and they're not vegan. They're not vegan. If they go back to animal products, they were never vegan. If you are suffering with any medical issue, okay, any problem at all, go on the forums, go on Facebook, talk to people and ask them. You will find that thousands upon thousands of people suffered exactly the same problems and they fixed it somehow. Ask them what they did, ask them who they saw, ask them how they got advice from the medical profession. Maybe they didn't see the doctor, maybe they went to see a dietetic expert, a nutrition expert, a vegan sympathetic nutrition expert. What did they do? Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Okay, you're not a bad person at
Is HelloFresh worth the price?
Absolutely. In the beginning, I was doubtful too, until I realized I was
all for not being able to sustain. That you are not alone. There's so. Okay, so if you are a person who's struggling with any of those 5 points, whether it's the shame, the guilt, the struggling with health issues, not being able to tell anyone, just understand that you are not alone. There's so many people going through the same thing as you, and it's okay. You're not a bad person at all for not being able to sustain a vegan lifestyle, or for questioning it, or for wanting to experiment. You are not a bad person. That is just another belief system and ideology that has been planted in our brains, and it's okay to question them. It's okay to question everything about yourself. In fact, the more you question yourself, the better, because we've been brainwashed from a very young age to think in a very destructive, toxic way. And the more we can dismantle that, the more we can realize that we've
been brainwashed into thinking in a very toxic way. Have we really? Have we really? Does that go for everybody? Has everybody been brought up that way? Is that the way things work? We've been brought up to think that we should pet dogs and cats, but murder pigs, chickens, sheep, cows. We should abuse those animals, but we should be friendly towards cats and dogs. Yeah, that's a very toxic way of being brainwashed from very young. Yeah, I agree with you on that side of things.
our love, and we can act out of love without attaching to different black and white ideologies and so on. So if you're struggling, know that you're not alone. Know that you can get to a point of just being yourself and expressing yourself without worrying about what other people say. And in the end of the day, you're going to find that your tribe and people who are attracted to who you truly are, instead of just having this conditional friendship and conditional kind of community that only loves you as long as you follow a certain amount of rules. Anyways, guys.
A tribe who will only be your friend, right? They'll be your friend, but the minute you go back to abusing animals that they're all fighting to stop, when you go back and start abusing animals, of course they're going to reject you. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? If I was your friend and you'd stop kicking my dog, I would be your friend because you stopped kicking my dog now, so I'll be your friend, John. But the minute you start kicking my dog again, I'm going to reject you, you fool.
Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you very soon.
Peace off. Peace off, John. Peace off. Oh, look,
Peace out.
Oh, what is that? Oh, look at me. Look at me. Look at my body, folks. I'm going. Look at my body. Yes. I've been training hard. Oh my god. Oh, it's gone dark all of a sudden. 1 second. So there you have it. John Penis. Oh my god. It felt to me like most of the time he was talking about himself. He was talking about his own story. That's what he was talking about. He was basing everything on his personal objective experience. That's what he was doing. He was generalizing about vegans of the world. He was generalizing about everything. It was absolute bullshit. Vegans ask for help when they have health problems. Vegans don't reject other vegans who go and make mistakes. We don't reject people. We reject people who go back to murdering and abusing animals full time. We don't reject somebody who thinks, I'm going to have some backyard eggs. I had some backyard eggs, people. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. Don't do that again. Oh, right, okay, sorry, I didn't realise. You know? Ridiculous. So what's he trying to do? What's he trying to do? Who's he trying to be friends with? Ex-vegans. That's who he was speaking to. He was speaking to ex-vegans. And anti-vegans are going to love that video. Morally superior. We are morally superior. Yes, morally we are superior, but we don't throw that in people's faces. Morally, we are superior to people who murder animals and abuse animals and enslave animals and pay for this. We are morally superior to them, but we're not got a superiority complex. We don't feel we're above everybody else. How dare he? Anyway, John Penis. Total penis. I'm sorry you had to see that again, folks. I'm sorry I had to sort of bring him into the forefront, but I wanted you all to see the bullshit he was sprouting and to see what we're dealing with. What is his problem? What is his problem? What was the point of that video? What was the point of it? How would that help people? He was basically saying, if you decide to go the other way and you've got problems with your health and your friends reject you and it's fine. It's fine to do that. It's fine to be vegan, then not vegan, then vegan. That's what he was saying. Save the animals, save the planet, save yourself. Go vegan, stay vegan. If you've got any problems being vegan, speak up and we'll help you. Don't reject people who've tried a couple of farmyard eggs. Just tell them that they're wrong. Don't be fucking on your high horse, people. I'm going to have to go and relax now. Over and out.